The opposition has accused the Albanian government of accepting 600,000 Syrian refugees as a condition to the opening of negotiations, accusations rejected by the socialists who say the Deputy Interior Minister has been taken out of context. The Independent Qualification Commission has dismissed the prosecutor Trenova from office, a decision that is expected to be appealed. Meanwhile, the appellate judge, Toska, was found to have no concerns. Investments in the railway network and road infrastructure will have a major role in the EU integration process, and with EU funding prioritised on regional projects, Gjiknuri underlined the importance of public to private partnerships. Good evening, it's 6 o'clock on Wednesday the 20th of June 2018. Welcome to the English edition of Aura News. My name is Alexandra and I'm here to bring you the day's top stories from across the country translated into English. The issue of establishing a possible refugee camp in Albania has been fiercely debated today at the Security Commission, where the opposition claimed it was an EU condition for opening negotiations. The Democratic Party refers to an interview with the Deputy Interior Minister for the German media outlet ZDF, during which, according to the opposition, the government agreed to host 600,000 refugees. However, the socialists have also provided the answer as to the context of the quotes from the interview. In a reaction to the media, the Interior Ministry has called the opposition's allegations pure speculation, since, according to them, the Deputy Minister Hodai was talking about a hypothetical situation. The construction of camps for migrants is not a matter under consideration or in question, and nobody has so far requested nor offered such a thing, stated the Interior Ministry in a statement. The Democrats warned they would change their position on June 29th if a positive decision is not made for our country, warning of a particularly harsh stance to be taken in the Assembly. Interior Minister Fatmir Jafai, during a two-day visit to Brussels, held a meeting with the Commissioner for Migration, Interior Affairs and Citizenship of the European Union, Mr. Dimitris Avramopoulos. The ministry announcement states that Avramopoulos highly praised the impressive results achieved this year by the Ministry of Interior and the Albanian police in the fight against organised crime. In relation to border management, praise was also given for issues relating to asylum seeking and irregular migration. He stressed that these are results that have strong support from EU member states. The Commissioner reconfirmed support for Albania's accession to the European Union, stressing that, in his position as Commissioner, he will fight for Albania's aspiration towards the European family. On the other hand, Jafai stressed the need for the establishment of the Joint Regional Police Cooperation Centre as an instrument to meet common challenges. Albania has been successful with measures to reduce asylum seekers and their common denominator in reducing the number of asylum seekers by about 30%, a fact that was also assessed by the Commissioner, says the Ministry's announcement. Regarding irregular migration, Albanian authorities have been very cooperative in their relationship with their Greek counterparts, as the country with the largest influx of migratory inflows in the recent months. However, in this area, greater attention from Brussels is needed to increase the capacity of our border structures, said Fatmir Jafai. The conversation also focused on the EU Western Balkans Ministerial, which will take place from the 4th to the 5th of October in Tirana, to further concretise the steps that need to be taken jointly in the context of regional challenges. Appellate prosecutor Trenova, who was also one of the members of the Justice Appeals Council, did not pass the first vetting court. The Independent Qualification Commission decided to remove him from the prosecutor's office, with the decision now expected to rest on the Special Appellate Panel. The prosecutor himself was not present at the hearing, but was represented by his lawyer, Saimir Lami, who considered the decision unfair and said that the panel had predetermined their decision on Trenova before the actual hearing. According to him, Albania does not have the luxury to lose such an experienced individual. At the hearing of the Independent Qualification Commission, relator Brunilda Bekteshi stated that prosecutor Trenova had problems with his declarations of wealth, as well as issues regarding a lack of investigation into a drug trafficker caught by the Greek police. According to the IQC, the prosecutor conducted the investigation in an incomplete way, as he did not verify the source of wealth and assets held by the suspect. Meanwhile, today, a hearing for the appellate judge and candidate of the High Judicial Council, Toska, was also held. But for this judge, the IQC, after carrying out a thorough investigation, stated that there was no unjustifiable wealth and no false statements had been made. As for the reputation verification, the IQC stated that although the Classified Information Security Directorate found concerns, these findings were considered unfounded after their verifications. The decision will be announced on Thursday, June 21st. Investments and standards in roads and rail infrastructure will have a significant impact on Albania's integration process. Infrastructure and Energy Minister Damian Gjiknuri, in introducing the transport strategy, has pointed out the importance of investment in railways. Investments will also be made in ports across the country. The minister once again expressed his optimism about public-private partnership projects. In his speech, Gjiknuri has blamed past governments for leaving important road projects incomplete. From his part, European Union representative Mario Mariani underlined the importance of joint regional investment as a good opportunity to absorb investment, while once again he stressed that transparency of such investments is vital. Mayor Erion Veliaj, together with the Minister of Justice, Toska June, and the head of the Tirana branch of the SP, Blerina Julemeti, talked with Farka residents under the framework of the government's accountability tour. The topics for discussion were the projects and work of the municipality of Tirana, as well as the governmental reforms in service of the citizens. The mayor also spoke again about the issue of the National Theatre. In some cases, we need to find the language of understanding with each other. This does not apply to a neighbourhood street, but everywhere. These days, we had meetings with artists, architects and urban planners to find the language of cooperation for the theatre. We, the Albanians, have shown that when we find language, when we communicate, we can make roads, we can make parks, and we can make a very beautiful theatre, but it does require cooperation from all. I believe that the message sent as a municipality, wherever we have intervened, whether by negotiating with artists, architects, urban planners, or those in the village who have allowed us to plant trees, or those who have allowed us to make a pavement, to lay a path, is for mutual understanding between us, said Erion Veliaj. The mayor emphasised that Farka has benefited from a number of important investments that have brought improvements in infrastructure, and said that next year's budget ensures a significant increase in project funding for this region. Little by little, the park of Farka Lake is becoming like a second Tirana artificial lake park. Farka has every chance to be one of the most favoured places in Tirana, thanks to the hard work which has been done, said Erion Veliaj. The mayor said that in Farka there has been a significant increase in the urban transport service. He emphasised that thanks to the reorganisation, but also the strong criteria set by the municipality of Tirana, the service in this area is completely different to what it was before. Meanwhile, the Minister of Justice, Toska June, emphasised that one of the main priorities of this government during this mandate is the services offered to citizens, such as reducing bureaucracies for the receipt of documents, as well as increasing the availability of online services. At the latest meeting with coordinators, Prime Minister Rama re-emphasised the importance that the platform of co-governance functions, while calling on citizens to use it. The head of the government said that the primary mission of the platform is the removal of old mentality by the administration through giving immediate attention and solutions to the problems of citizens. The highest head of the government, i.e. the minister, is immediately made available to the citizen. In just 3 minutes, the relationship that people have traditionally sought and continue to seek through a friend or acquaintance, cousin, or even through a bribe can be achieved in moral ways, said Edi Rama. Rama called reform in administration a weapon against the obstructive tradition in administering the administration and avoiding difficulties. The Prime Minister ensured that the platform would enable the launching of administrative investigations, as well as dismissal or prosecution of individuals who are found to have become an obstacle. The citizens also testified at this meeting that addressing the platform had given them solutions and outcomes to their problems. Skanderberg's burial place in Leja will be closed to visitors for a period of 6 months to allow it to be rehabilitated. The memorial will finally undergo its first full reconstruction in 37 years, with the aim of restoring it to as-new conditions. The Ministry of Culture has begun implementation of the Leja municipality's project, despite it being the National Year of Skanderberg. Everything will be fixed with close attention to detail, starting from the stairs and extending to the entry bridges, alleys, marble tiling, columns and a new lighting system, said the Cultural Heritage Administrator, Paulin Zefi. Zefi added that as the project is for complete renovation, importance needs to be also placed on archaeological excavations. It is important to address in particular the fresco of Nicoli. At the same time, in addition to treating the facility, the archaeological excavations around the museum area should be funded. Everything should be exhibited and not left in the current state, said Paulin Zefi. Skanderberg's burial place is one of the main tourist destinations in Leja. It stretches to the heart of the ancient city of Lisis. The monument itself is about 225 metres squared with a height of 11 metres, while the walls are original to the Church of St. Nicole. The memorial of Skanderberg not only marks the national hero's resting place upon his death in Liège back on January 17, 1468, but also hosted one of the greatest events for the Albanian nation, the Assembly of Liège on the 2nd of March 1444. And that's the news across the country today. Thank you for watching our English edition this evening, and be sure to join me again every Monday to Saturday at 6 p.m. for the latest news from Albania. Once again, on behalf of Aura News, thank you and good night.